Welcome to the Log Time Campfire Cast. While we initially got a little derailed by our backlogs, we finally got to do the hard stuff. Talking about awful shows with a great first episode, spending 20 minutes discussing Fire Emblem Three Houses, and talking about Ghost Banri. This episode is definitely not cursed, so let's get a move on.
I actually have not been able to watch as much anime as I would like because I'm running out of hard drive space.
Fucking dumb dick. Yeah. There's plenty of shit you can just stream.
Kyle, you know we have accounts for that stuff, right?
Yeah, but I
Crunchyroll.
always...
We have Funimation.
We
have High
We literally have all of them.
Okay. But
no excuses.
No. But I can't watch my Wolf show with those.
Okay, but you can't watch that anyway.
Yes, I can.
Okay, Kyle, but all right, hold on. I know this is a great way to start a podcast, but hold on. So you're telling me you can't watch any anime because you can't watch one show? Question mark.
It's the one I really want to watch.
You only have room in your heart for beef stars.
Did you say beef stars?
Beef stars.
That's the show. Beef stars.
It is not. It is not a cooking show.
I know, it's just a bunch of beefy boys and they're stars. Beef stars?
I would actually.
That's what you want, right?
It's like ensemble stars, right?
Yeah, I actually.
Yes, it is. Imagine ensemble stars, but the heads of the boys are on really buff men.
So this is like Machio from Dumbbells, like with idols, and where do the animals come into play? Hold on.
No. No one said anything about animals. What animals are you talking about?
No. I just said beef stars.
Oh.
What does that sound? What about that sounds like animals?
I don't know. I just thought we were talking about beef stars, and then like.
No, we're talking about beef stars. Have you not seen beef stars?
No.
There's only a PV for it. It's coming in a couple seasons.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of unfortunate because apparently the source material was written before beef stars, and I'm pretty sure they were just like ripping it off.
I mean, it be what it be, man.
Yeah.
Rip off that. Rip off Zootopia. What a shit show. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's great.
What?
Don't worry about it, Matt.
Okay.
That's unfortunate you haven't been able to watch much.
No, I haven't been able to watch much. And to answer what you were complaining about earlier, I also keep forgetting our logins for those.
Kyle, you got a password manager.
Yeah, but I didn't put them in the password manager yet.
Well, there's a way to fix that.
Eventually. Probably after this
podcast. Eventually.
Okay. All
right. Let's talk about something that's actually real right now.
Okay, sure.
I have been watching anime, but it's mainly just been seasonal.
Yeah.
I've been keeping up with a couple of shows this season. And I know this is not the end of season cast. This is just our kind of shoot the shit sort of thing.
I was about to say, you're next on my list about persons I'm going to grill. But, yeah. Okay.
Oh, why were you going to grill me?
Because it's not the seasonal cast, you dingus.
I know, and I'm not going to go into it. That is not a Pandora's box we're supposed to open yet, and I'm not going to.
A Pandora's box. Okay.
All I'm going to say is, mid-season, the stuff I'm following, real good. Real good shit.
Yeah,
I'm real excited.
You want to talk about some of it?
We literally just went over this. Okay, but real quick, since we're on the topic of seasonal anime, before I have an aneurysm, before like 10 minutes into the podcast, so did you know, Zach, that Babylon is not going to air its last 4 episodes until like December 30th?
Fuck off.
That's
Why?
Weird.
I don't know. I saw a news article today about it on A&M.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. Do you think I just make that shit up?
No. Hold on. Oh my god.
Let me link it to you real quick. And then...
Thanks. I need it.
And, well, you're gonna cry, but yeah.
Yeah, I am. That's my shit of the season. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, here it is. It was actually 2 days ago. I lied.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there it is.
You just ripped his heart out.
Yeah, I'm good at doing that. That's what I live for.
Wow, man. The first 7 episodes are gonna re-air beginning November 20. Kiss my ass. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Kick me in the nuts and leave me out to dry. Oh my god. I'm platinum mad. You don't understand.
Platinum mad? Nice.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
We can move on from now.
Do you want me to find some other cool seasonal news to share with you?
Don't you fucking touch a thing.
Only if it's positive.
I'll jump through the microphone.
No. Let me find some more stuff.
Fuck you.
I'll let you know.
Fuck you. Oh god.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I find anything else.
Yeah, sure. Okay, dude. Thanks. Appreciate it. You're the best.
Zach's about to like fucking Rotom his way into the internet, like travel through the complexities of the cables and just fucking chokehold you.
That sounds like a lot of work, honestly. I'd rather just get a plane ticket.
You'd rather just do it the normal way.
Just do it the old-fashioned way.
You call him up and you're like 7 days, and then you just don't explain it.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that's actually not stuff we're not supposed to talk about. Thanks, guys. You really pulled through this time.
You know, I was going to get to some shit, but, you know, you decided to pull a fast one.
Okay, well, you can keep going.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Well,
Matt, Dish Girl.
Yes.
Come on.
Dish Girl.
Dish.
This is Matt. He's not a dish or a girl. Stop.
Come on.
I thought this was a Sarazanmai reference for a second.
Give us the details.
Dish.
Okay, so I recently I watched what's it called?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. That anime. No. It's been a while since we've done these.
Outbreak Company?
I've been watching Outbreak Company. Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Like you kept sharing like little snippets, and I was like, I need to see this show.
It's a pretty decidedly okay show.
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
Oh, really?
It's an okay show with some pretty decent moments.
So, okay, so saying this, it's kind of weird because a lot of people that I've talked to, that every time I bring up Outbreak Company, it's like, oh yeah, Outbreak Company. I didn't really like that show, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I honestly think it's. I would say it's. Well, I always say things are decent. I would say this is.
Yes, you do.
But I think this is like moderately decent. Like I would say that if I had a scale of decency, which I don't, but I would say it's like, without putting like a numerical value to it, I would say it's better than decent. So it's like acceptable.
Pretty decent?
I don't know. All right, this doesn't make any sense. But
you're really selling me on this show right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not meant to. I'm not really meant to sell you on it. I'm just saying, like I would say that this show has some really good moments. Like actually, like genuinely good moments, and then a lot of it is just okay. Like, I like where the show, like the directions the show goes, like by the end of it, but like it definitely muddles its way through it on getting there sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it kind of just, like a lot of it is, so basically the premise of it is that there's a neat dude that's like, he gets a job, like by knowing a bunch of random ass anime shit and terminology because he's a big nerd.
Okay.
And then he gets a job, and then some old man says, "Okay, here, sniff this rag real quick," and then he gets drugged and then gets dragged into a fantasy world for his job.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that literally happens.
It's a very specific brand of isekai.
Yeah, and then, he's like, "Wait, what the heck am I doing here?" And the old man's like, "Aha, this is your job. You are now a liaison for bringing Japanese media to this fantasy world." Yeah.
Yep.
That's the premise.
It kind of just makes me think of that one arc from Jinrui where they do the light novels and end up having like their own BL comicette.
Oh my gosh.
Essentially,
yeah. Oh my gosh. In Jinrui, they got trapped in the manga. Are you talking about that arc?
No, I'm talking about the one where they introduced BL manga into the world.
I think there's
everyone and their mother.
Isn't it?
No, I think it's.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's a later.
I think they might be related, but like, there's a whole episode where like everyone and their grandmother starts making BL manga.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think maybe it's part of that arc, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's related, but not like the same episode.
Okay.
It's all the same characters.
Basically, Outbreak Company is similar in that, but it's also like 12 episodes and dragged out.
Well, I don't think that's really the problem with Outbreak Company. I think a lot of Outbreak Company relies on very like, aha, I'm a nerd humor.
Yeah.
Which is, and it's a lot of the jokes are kind of like structured the same of like, hey, this is a nerdy thing. You guys don't understand nerdy thing. You being confused about not understanding it is supposed to be humorous. And it kind of like follows that like track for the most part. Now, it does have like other aspects to it. Like there are like aspects where they like genuinely are learning about like, you know, the fantasy world characters are learning about this aspect, and they're like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And there's a lot of like stuff about, you know, like them not like putting this sort of stigma on it that like, you know, people in like the non-fantasy world would, like normal society. So it's kind of like, it's got this whole sort of vibe to it where it just like it's just a new culture thing to them, and it comes with its own like acceptance of it, but also like not accepting certain qualities of it that would be normal to us as well, like because there's like the whole fantasy world itself has like some like dynamic to it where there's like a lot of like racism, I guess you could call it, and like I wouldn't say like classism, but yeah, I guess there's sort of that kind of aspects too.
Some specific levels of prejudice.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. And a lot of that kind of ties into it as well, but it's, I don't know, it's just kind of like a lot of the better moments of the anime come from the fantasy world characters trying to understand how this medium functions. And a lot of the funnier moments come from that as well. Like, just them suddenly, like, having a fight and, like, having a soccer match about, like, basically whose waifu is better. Like, I mean, that's not the...
Oh, yeah.
It basically turns into a full-scale war. That's, like, the whole premise of it. So, it's, like, there's some genuinely, like, really good moments from it. But, yeah, a lot of it is just, like, I'm a nerd. They're not nerds. Isn't this funny? And I'm like, sometimes, but not most of the time.
It's almost like a weird degree of kind of the humor that Nyarko-san worked on. It was a lot of very specific, like, nerdy referential humor. Though, to be fair, like, Nyarko-san's was more like, haha, all y'all guys get this, and there's, like, an expectation that the viewer understands it or just doesn't, whereas like Outbreak Company does make a specific point to say like it's funny because you don't get it. So
yeah,
but like it's kind of what it makes me think of in approximation, because like I can't really think of another series I've seen that does the humor quite specifically like that, which is probably for the best.
Yeah,
but
honestly, like, it kind of makes me like kind of interested to read the light novels because like I honestly like genuinely enjoy like the premise of it, but honestly like I just don't know if I could like wade through like all of the like because it seems like in Outbreak Company there's a lot of just like filler stuff. Not it's not like actual what you would call filler, but it feels like it's just padding, I guess. Like, it's just a lot of the same stuff over and over again. I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like... It feels fleshed out enough, but it doesn't feel like it's impactful most of the time.
Unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I still think it's good. Like, I don't feel like it's a chore to watch it. I just...
Could have been better, and you see how it could have been.
I mean, I guess, but I also think that maybe it just doesn't have my brand of humor. So I think a lot of people could enjoy it. I don't know why a lot of people dislike it though, because there's a lot of people that like that brand of humor. I don't know. So so I'm not really sure like what the disdain is behind it. I hadn't really looked into that a whole lot, but yeah. A lot of people think it's a really bad show for some reason, and I'm like, it's not like that horrible. I don't get it, but whatever.
That's really interesting. Like, I've never encountered anyone that outright just said like, "This is just a shit, bad, awful show." I've always just kind of heard people refer to it in a very like, I mean, it's a show, and that's been about the extent of it.
Oh, I thought you meant like in general. You've never heard somebody say this is a shit, bad, awful show, and I'm like, I think you're lying to me.
Oh, no. Like, specifically for Outbreak Company, like, anyone that I've ever talked to about it has pretty much universally said, yeah, it's all right. It is what it is.
I watched it.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a show that exists. I'm pretty sure I've said that before.
You have.
You've said that about multiple shows.
You've made a habit of it.
Yeah, I say that a lot. But yeah, so I've been watching that. I'm like almost at the end. Yeah.
Well, fun. Okay.
Yeah. I watched. I don't know if I talked about this before. I watched Symphogear as well, like the first season of that.
I really don't.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that show is kind of its own wild. I honestly, if you told me to explain that show to you. Basically, all I could say is that it's like someone took a mech show, an idol show, and like an action Sentai show, and like merged them all together. And
sounds
like
pretty fucking sick.
It's wild, is what it is. It's like, I mean, it's basically the premise of that one is just basically like there's basically a bunch of girls that have like some kind of like special, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's kind of like 4 seasons, and I've like watched 1 season and I barely understand what's going on. But and I'm like, I don't know, like girls have like this, like, I don't know, there's like some kind of like rocks embedded into them, and like
painful.
Yeah, and they like give them like superpowers that like allows them to sing.
Because they couldn't before, they were like really shit.
No, I mean it's special. It's like a specialized kind of singing. So it's like singing that gives them like the power to fight, and like manifests them in like armor and weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty whack. And yeah, they fight a whole bunch of like creatures. That are called like noise, I think, which is
that sounds appropriate.
Fight the noise. Okay, yeah, I get
it. Yeah. So it's just kind of like it's like an action-y show more than anything. It's kind of like got the like structure of like, hey, like we have like a slice of life moment at the beginning, and it's like, we're talking to our battle buddies, which are our battle gal pals in this instance. And there's like a whole bunch of shit that's going to end. Like there's a lot of like internalized stuff, like I can't fight, and almost like stuff you would see out of like a Sentai show or like a mech show, like where there's just a lot of like internalized, like will to fight sort of stuff being discussed.
I thought you were going to say internalized angst.
I mean, it kind of is in its own way, and like trying to like I gotta save everybody. Like some of them have that mentality, and other ones just don't care. Like there's a whole lot of just weird like stuff that goes on. But anyway, the gist of it is that like there's that structure. They talk, and then like in the middle of it, there's some big action thing that happens, and they fight, and then they like have like a magical girl transformation sequence, which is like,
but with robots.
And like armor.
It's the best of all worlds. Yeah. Then
that's what I'm hearing.
It's like the weirdest conglomerate anime I've ever seen.
I love Mac, Virginia.
Yeah. What?
Nothing.
Okay, I'll just pretend I didn't hear that.
Can you imagine if like all of the main characters of Voltron were just basically their own like Backstreet Boy group? Like.
I'm pretty sure this is an anime.
That's what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah.
And
isn't that Idolish 7?
Isn't that Idolish 7?
Is it? I don't know. I
haven't seen it.
No, it's not. I wish though.
I'm sure there's an anime out there that exists like that. If not, there should be.
I mean, there was that weird dystopian AKB0048.
I mean, that's true.
Anime.
Okay, so more on that in a second. So I haven't watched it, but I have a funny story about it.
Okay.
So, as far as Symphogear goes, one of the things I think is really cool about it is that, like, apparently one of the big things about the show that a lot of people know about is there's first of all, there's like a lot of really good like just characters in general. Like I honestly haven't found a character I disliked in that show yet.
Okay.
But I'm not. I said watch one season. So also one of the big things is that like the voice actresses apparently when they record like the battles, like when they're like in the fight sequences, it's not pre-recorded. They actually like do all the like they do like all the singing like on the fly, and they like match it with what's going on the screen. So so they do a lot of like stuff where like their voice will actually like if they get hit by something or they're running, like they'll actually like like the song will sound different depending on what the characters on screen is doing.
That's really cool.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool little aspect of it that just kind of gives it like a real like feel to it. Like, it's actually happening.
Yeah. I dig that a lot. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. It's a really cool aspect of the show. Also, a lot of the animation is just really good. Because some actual weird shit happens in that show. It's kind of got the, I'm trying to think. There's a show that I think we've all seen that has like a really, like just bonkers stuff that just happens, like that escalates on a million. Oh, Samurai Flamenco. Yeah, think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of got a weird, like, a level of, like, escalation to it and absurdity, but not, like, in a humorous way. It's actually, like, in a non-satire way, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Right. But it makes it enjoyable. So it's just an overall, like, it's one of those shows that's like, oh, this is like really different and interesting, and it's just like it's a fun show to just watch if you want to watch girls punch the shit out of things. Or like
it does sound like a good time, honestly.
Or like you want to watch one of the girls like wield like 2 Gatling guns and just like mow down an enemy. Like
again, does sound like a great time.
Just overall good stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend that show. That's actually like a pretty good show. I'll recommend it from one season. I haven't even seen the rest of them, but I would recommend watching the whole thing.
I mean, like, I've heard people talk about it for a long time. I've seen it be tossed around on Twitter a fair bit.
Yeah.
So, like, I definitely know of it.
It's always one of those shows
it
that
does
you
seem
just
to have
know
a heck
the
of a
name
pedigree.
Yeah.
Yeah. definitely good.
I can dig that.
Since you brought up AKB0048 though, so random sidetrack because I haven't been watching a lot besides seasonal stuff, which I can talk about, but I want to go on this little tangent first.
No, I'm excited to see what this tangent is.
Okay, so I was playing Anime Music Quiz the other day, like the AMQ thing, where you guess the openings, inserts, and endings of particular anime. It's like a anime blind test, if you will. And I was playing in a lobby with 200 other people.
Oh my god.
And so this song comes on, and it's girls singing in the background. You just hear idols singing, and everyone's like, what? Because there's a million idol anime, and no one can distinguish them. So everyone was trying to figure it out, and so the whole chat was like, what's going on? And the next thing you know, I just hear suddenly the girls are singing on stage, and the next thing you know, it's I hear a bunch of machine guns and people screaming for their lives. And I was like, hold on, what the fuck show is this? And I thought in my head, and I was like, there's no way that's AKB0048. There's no way. And so I typed it in, and then it got done, and it turns out it was AKB0048. And I didn't get to see the video because I had it on sound only, but I was like, what the fuck is happening in this show?
Yeah, the way you describe that sounds like one of those spoofs that you see where people take an anime clip and put it on Twitter, and then all of a sudden they just change the background so that it's oh yo, what the fuck? What's going on?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, man. I only ever watched one episode of it, and it was something else.
It's got 2 seasons, so...
It's got 2 seasons?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, let me see.
What? Okay, alright. Boys, I think we have a podcast in our future.
Nice. Yeah, 13 episodes and 13 episodes. Yeah, 2 13s.
Why?
Why? That sounds... I just want to know what's going on.
Man.
I'm just intrigued now. I'm like, why the fuck were they performing and then a bunch of people get mowed down? What is happening in this show?
Music's not allowed. Rave music and stuff is not cool. And so they're putting on a concert, and folks are going to it, and the police come to shut it down. If I recall the first episode correctly.
Oh my god.
But they keep singing anyways, just to try and be
defiant. Yeah, and they're on these weird fucking flying hoverboards and shit. I don't.
Hey,
all right,
you know what? I'm right here. You everything you're telling me is just telling my brain, okay, I just need to watch this.
My recollection of it is hazy because again, it's been a couple years. I only watched the first episode, and after finishing it, I was like, what? So
that's how I want to feel after watching your first episode. I want to be like, what?
If that's how you want to feel, is going to do it for you.
Nice.
Nice. So that might be a interesting thing to check out.
What's the because you were talking about how electro rave music was banned.
I think it was just
music in general,
idol music or something. I literally don't remember. I could not be bothered.
They just reminded me of, isn't there a music based game coming out that has a similar idea? All other types of music are banned, and so I swear there is.
Well, you know more than I would.
I will find this because it seemed very cool. It was like if you combined a very stylistic anime with some weirdness of Psychonauts and then made it into a Japanese music game.
Okay.
I'll have to show that because that was really cool.
Okay, so this looks like AKB0048 is so after an interplanetary war at the beginning of the 21st century, planet Earth's been left. So it's like a dystopian after war setting. And
correct.
A totalitarian government has somehow come to the conclusion on multiple planets that music is a source of evil and must be destroyed and banned.
Yep.
So, that's,
that sounds about right.
Yep, and then there's like, these girls are like a traveling interplanetary group that like try to bring music back to these planets for people to enjoy, but they're trying to like not get caught.
I think somebody just really wanted to make a dark version of Interstellar 5555
with idols, which
With
that's that's totally fine. Like, I'm on board. Like, sorry, they nailed the demographic here, which is me.
They nailed one person. That's all they need.
It's like, so
Matt spends thousands of dollars keeping them in business.
It's like,
Give me
it's
all
like
that merch.
Interstellar 5555, I sleep. AKB0048, woke.
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
That's what we have.
Yeah, I found that game, by the way. They were showing it off at the Tokyo Game Show not too long ago. It looks fucking bonkers, and I'm actually like really down for it. It looks really cool.
I do see the thumbnail here. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Here soon enough,
It's
but it does look
no
pretty
straight
dang cool.
roads.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a venture game, not a venture game. It's like an action RPG game, but everything's set to music.
Oh, you showed me this before.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Very good. I like that.
But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Trying not to get like mowed down by the police force when I'm enjoying idols.
Yeah.
But
Bless.
But there's that. Besides that, like, I don't know, I just watched some seasonal stuff. Like, I watched OreSuki. Like, that's always good. That is
cool.
the I don't even know what's going on at this point, but it's doing a thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to catch up with that. I did get to watch the first episode, and it really struck a chord with me.
It's just, isn't it so weird?
Yeah, man. After you pitched it in the beginning of the season cast, I was just like, well, I have to at least give this a go.
So that first episode is just so whack. Like,
oh my god.
So what part got you the most
bench.
is the question. Like,
that she Amazoned the bench into the library. That one was good.
I'm sorry, what?
I did also like just like the complete like radical juxtaposition of the first and second half of the episode.
Oh yeah, that's always really good.
And the whole twist that this dude is a complete fucking shitbag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right. I appreciate that we're looking at this from the perspective of our protag is an asshole, and we're clearly coded to not like him. So I'm interested in that.
Yeah, as I said, I don't know if I actually said this in the beginning podcast, but I literally watched the first episode and I was like, I feel like I just walked into Our Nice Guys, and like, and I feel like that's what I just watched.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
He's such a fucking turbo douche.
Yeah,
I hate him so
much.
much.
I thought you were talking about that they're like a piece of work, like in like Magic Hour. What the fuck is that show called?
Amagi?
Yeah, like an Amagi, where it's like
No.
This
guy's
total ass.
like this guy's an
like,
actual shitbag.
Yeah, Kanye's actually a good dude. He's just like he
He's
takes
just a
no
narcissist.
shit. He's also full of himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
No, this dude
Dropped a couple good albums though.
Yeah. No, yeah, OreSuki is just its own beast.
I don't think I would enjoy this show.
You probably wouldn't.
You would get mad.
You would just get mad.
Yeah, I would probably just get mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's unfortunate, but yeah.
The holidays are coming up, and I'll be having a lot of time at home because I won't have to teach for a month. I'll have to plan for several other classes, but I'll be home a lot. so I can catch up on my backlog, and it'll be nice.
That'd be good.
And I'm stoked to plow through that. I have recently been plowing through Psycho Pass from the beginning.
Hey, yeah.
And God Almighty, I got to rewatch the first and second season. And the movie, and yeah, it's been a while since I've watched anything but the first season. And man alive, it was an experience. Have either of y'all watched any of Psycho Pass, like, at all?
We watched it together, you dingus.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, we literally sat here and watched all the first season with you.
Yeah. Okay, look, it was a couple years ago. I was in a bad spot. I don't remember much from that time.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
like
fair.
no, like no joke.
Up on her site about when I watched Psycho Pass with you guys.
Yeah, it's one of Kyle's like 4 articles about actual anime. I don't know how you forgot that one.
Jesus.
All right, a little bit of a burn, but I'll accept it.
Wow, fuck. Did anyone get the license plate on that car? Wow.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Did any of y'all watch the second season?
No,
Nobody
because
watched the second season.
Yeah, you told me to stay away from it.
Literally, I ask everyone what the second season is like, and they're just like, "Yeah, don't watch it."
Yeah, I mean it's correct. I had to rewatch it because it lays some minor foundations for season 3, but
Oh, so they're actually keeping that as canon.
Yep.
Barely, but I guess. But yeah.
I just, man,
what is so bad about season 2 that nobody is telling me?
Well, one, first season was written by Gen Urobuchi.
Okay.
Fair.
Second season, not.
Second season, really?
Urobuchi was not that involved in the second season.
Does he even endorse the second season? Does anybody know that?
He is credited as, like, helping to plan the second season, but I mean, like, that's his credit. It's not like series comp or writer or anything else. It's just planning.
Oh, it's just planning. Okay.
So it's kind of like he was, I don't know, consulted, I guess. It sounds very hands-off.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, so where the first season was so, like, filled with discussions of kind of like, I guess, the nature of humanity and a lot of specific, like, high-minded philosophy and a bunch of other bullshit and a bunch of dudes that are, like, quoting Pascal and, like, Derrida at each other and, like, having these little fucking tete-a-tetes with, like, dead-ass white theorists. Like, it's interesting to go from actual, like, interesting conversations to, like, an episode where someone's sitting thinking, like, how do I solve the God paradox? It's like moving from a season that is actually interesting and about ideas to a season that, like, wants to be about ideas and thinks it sounds smart talking about ideas, but it's super not. And it's really unfortunate. I mean, like, there's some good stuff because we get some fun character development with a lot of characters we really come to love, but there are also a few additional characters that are tossed in that are just a complete waste of space and time, and it is frustrating to see a series that I love so much get such a dog ass shit second season.
Such a fuck-a-duck season.
Basically, yeah.
Oh man.
But I don't know, like, because I wanted to rewatch it because I remember my reaction being just like pure venom to it the first time around, and I was like, okay, well that was a while ago. Maybe it's not as bad, and it kind of only renewed my fervor.
Oh no.
So, like, with some context, because again, like, I liked a few things it did, but it doesn't change the fact that, wow, what a dog shit second season. The movie's fun though. Movie's very good. Movie gets back to its roots, and Gen Urobuchi was actually involved with that.
Do you know if he's involved with season 3?
I don't believe so. So my hopes aren't high per se, but I've watched the first episode, and I liked that a lot. So we'll see.
I think I remember us talking about this before, but like, because I always commented about how it was weird that our main character doesn't really have as much agency as pretty much like anybody else. She's kind of more of just like our eyes and ears through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that get any better? Because it was also because she was new. She was new to the force, so she didn't necessarily like. She wasn't the head detective for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah. Ironically, the second season does give her a lot more specific agency.
Yeah.
But it also gives her a really fucking like snot-nosed, shitty partner.
Really?
Who looks to undercut and undermine a lot of that stuff. So it's kind of like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and it's just kind of really annoying.
That's unfortunate.
The movie does the movie is almost like solely her story, so she gets a lot of screen time and a lot of, it's fucking great. I love the movie a lot.
I need to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a whole fucking other trilogy of movies that I need to watch at some point, but that's a different thing for a different time. But
here's a good question.
Akane has a great arc. Yes.
So I know the first season had like a remastered version.
Yeah, that's correct. There was a extended cut.
Yeah, did you watch that? What are the differences there?
So the differences there is that while the original series is 22 episodes, the extended cut is 11 episodes. And what they've done is they take 2 episodes at a time and condense it into one. It is the Blu-ray quality version of the show. And they also add like a few minor scenes to kind of stitch some story parts together.
Okay, it's kind of like what they did with Unlimited Blade Works. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, like, the fact of the matter is, like, it doesn't add any scenes that, like, absolutely make it, like, required viewing. The general consensus among most folks that have watched both is that, like,
it just gives you more
context.
Watch
one or the other. Yeah, it does. It gives you more context, more detail. But if you don't watch the extended cut, you're not missing anything crucial.
Okay. That's cool.
So
I like it when they do that, but that's good.
But I mean, like, if you've already watched it and you want to like re-watch it, then maybe give the extended cut a go.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for funsies.
I was just curious.
But yeah. But I don't know. It's just I guess it's nice to see a 3rd season out finally. But I'm just kind of in that weird liminal space of, I want to watch it, but this is one of those shows that I'm like so deeply invested. I mean, like, I fucking wrote about it for part of my master's thesis.
Like
it was a portion in there. So I'm very apprehensive about this one, especially after how much like the 2nd season burned. But gotta do it at some point.
Okay, so you haven't started watching the 3rd season yet.
Only the 1st episode. Again, I like the 1st episode, but I mean, to be fair, the 1st episode of the 2nd season's pretty good too. So
okay, so yeah, not a great gauge.
Yeah. A series has a lot of time to go downhill.
That's true. Always true.
I mean, like, not to sound cynical, but I mean, like, a good first episode is not indicative of a series' overall quality.
Right.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
I'm sure that if we sat here long enough, we could think of some anime that do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty that like try to pull off the twist ending, and then just fucking tank it.
I mean, like, one could argue, depending on your perspective, that Golden Time does that. It has a really fucking great first episode, and by the end of it, it's like, how did we get here?
I will argue it has a great first core.
Yeah. I would argue it has a great series.
It has a great series with like
has a
2
great
episodes that probably are like, oh, okay.
It's like, what? It's like, why?
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, no.
It's a great series,
minute.
but it'll curse you.
Yeah, I'll put a curse on you.
You'll be haunted by your past where you used to watch it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ghost Banri is not a good character.
No.
Yeah, he is decidedly
he's not.
evil.
Yeah. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He kind of really doesn't
And,
know what he wants.
If I met my past self and I was a dick, I'd be like, you're a dick, dude. Just saying.
Hello, my name is Dick Dude. I'm Dick Dude.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I miss
I'm
Golden
you
Time.
from the future and not a dick.
Yeah.
I would love to rewatch Golden Time at some point. I think it would be very fun to watch Golden Time as one of our log time shows at some point.
I would love to do
because
a podcast on Golden Time.
I would love to do like a 5 years later revisited sort of thing.
5 years later revisited of Golden Time.
Yeah. We'd probably be coming up on that pretty soon, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. You're probably right. Also, I mean, we all know that if we got together and we watched that, what would happen would be that we would just all scream when Ghost Bond reappears.
Yeah,
Like,
and we'd
scariest
sit and try to figure out what happened with the lyrics for the second
oh
OP.
my gosh! That's right. I can't believe that
Fucking subs
actually
kept
happened.
changing.
The subs kept changing. That was amazing. That was the greatest accidental
was like-
mindfuck.
It was twofold because it was the subs kept changing on us, but then also the song in question was like partially in offbeat and like partially like in the wrong key or something. There was like something weird about it.
Yeah,
and we were like,
the
"What
World's
is happening?"
End is just an absolute nightmare of a song.
Yeah, it is.
I
can hear it right now. Like, it's,
I struggle to even call it a song.
I can see her
going
running
to
up those stairs right now.
I know, me too. I hear it. Oh my gosh, yeah. And does anyone remember the first opening?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure it was like
too much.
Pretty sure the first opening was actually really good.
I think it's pretty normal.
It's pretty good. But yeah. I'm actually pretty sure the first opening is called Golden Time too. So I don't know how we all forgot this
right.
opening, but like, and we
Second
all
one.
remember.
I don't know, man.
Did you? No.
But-
Oh no.
No, that's the music video.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's for your listening pleasure if you want.
Okay, yeah.
You
I'm gonna
found
go.
the.
I'm gonna
found
go
the-
find other songs that this girl is sang too.
You know what? I'm not gonna blame the girl in this one at all. Like,
So weirdly enough, the same girl did the first OP as well.
oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That. Wait a minute. Is that? Hold on. Let me. I'm curious now.
I wish I knew Japanese.
I
better.
believe
I'd
you.
credit
I'm
her.
just. It probably is. It's probably just. Oh yeah, it's Yuri Hori. Okay.
Oh god, what a nightmare.
I was very confused, Zach, because it's you know how YouTube has that like auto detect and gives you the information about the song being used.
Yes.
It said The World's End, and it said writers Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Bunyan, John Paul Jones.
Wrong one.
And I was like, I don't think that's the right one.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I guess it's. So that's the voice actress that actually sings that. Well, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hold on. So if you want to try to pair a voice to a character, think about you guys know Sugar Sweet Nightmare from Monogatari.
Yeah.
It's the same singer as that.
Huh.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Hanakawa. Yeah. She does a lot of voices, but it's
Apparently
just
along with singing too.
yeah, she does a lot of singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's interesting. That she just an interesting song. It fits the show. For sure.
It fits the second half of the show very well.
It fits the absolute insanity that you're descending into at that point.
Or ascending into.
I mean, yeah, I guess depending on your view.
I mean, that's what the anime wants you to think. She's going up those stairs.
Yeah, she is. You're not wrong about that.
So.
She's going up those stairs with a consistent like violin and percussion and like
I don't know what else going on.
Absolutely just fucking shit plastered orchestra behind her.
Now I'm just picturing her going up those stairs with the song running up that hill in the background. If I only could make a deal with God. Get him to swap our places.
Swap places with God.
No. What?
How did we get on Golden Time again? How did this happen?
I don't know.
We talked about Ghost Banri, but I don't know what brought up Ghost Banri.
I don't know how we got here, honestly. I think we were talking about Psychopaths and got to Golden Time somehow.
Oh yeah, that series can have a good first episode and then go to
absolute. Oh yeah, we got kind of sidetracked there.
Yeah, that's right.
I was trying to think of anime that actually had good first episodes, and the rest of the series was shit. But Golden Time didn't fit the bill, and then we talked about it. So
no, Golden Time did not fit the bill because it's a masterpiece.
How dare you?
I would say okay. No, that I was thinking like Lydia Code, and I was like, no, the first episode of that wasn't even good. So
oh hey guys, I found a Nightcore remix of the second OP.
It stopped.
How? Oh man.
Just not now, man. Not now.
Come on, this is not a time to delve into Nightcore, Kyle. Come on.
Sorry, I forgot that you left those days behind you.
What? I never listened to Nightcore. What the fuck?
No, but you played a fuck ton of Osu.
Yeah, but that's not Nightcore.
Literally half of the videos that I've looked up online of like Osu is just Nightcore shit, I swear.
It's not most of the game though. Maybe you're the one that's in the Nightcore.
Yeah, maybe I'm the problem, where I just like songs that are slightly pitch shifted. And faster.
And faster.
Can you all stop fighting?
No.
Okay.
Mom and Dad are fighting. I know, and we enjoy it.
I tried.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of shows that I think, that has a good first episode. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell that retroactively, I guess.
Stella C Cubed.
Okay, that probably had like a good...
Sabage Boo.
Oh my gosh. Why does everything gravitate back to those two for you?
Guilty Crown.
Guilty Crown.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Guilty Crown had a great first episode, and it went to absolute dog shit by the end.
You know what show does the exact reverse of that? Animegataris.
Animegataris.
Yeah, what a god tier show.
That's a good show. I will always praise Animegataris.
Show. Yeah.
I will always praise Animegataris.
Animegataris, just the fact that it starts out, and not even in the first 6 episodes could you comprehend where it goes.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, we're halfway through the show. Okay, it's this kind of show. No, it's not.
Yeah. Animegataris is next level.
I love how it just becomes like slightly more meta as it goes. It's like, oh, okay, this is a normal club show. Oh, this is a normal club show with nerdy jokes. Oh, this is a cool club show with nerdy jokes about like anime and shit. Oh, okay, this is, ditto all that. And then it's like, oh, but also it's kind of like fourth wall breaking. And then it goes from there. And then it goes to like, hey, we're just going to like, I don't know.
It's like literally the main character just like comes out of the TV and slaps you, and you're like, what how?
Yeah.
It's like, did I deserve that?
God. Like, I'll just never forget, like, some segments of Animegataris. Like, when the whole screen goes into, like 4x3, and then she like runs into the side of the screen.
And
then
when she smacks her, she's trying to turn into school, and she smacks her face on the like opening credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like that part where the characters in the show are like, hold on, did the scriptwriter change for this show? And then they're like, let's go watch the opening again. And then they play the opening again, and they're like, oh, nope, yep, he's still there, see?
Oh,
and I'm like,
God.
What kind of humor is that? But I love it. I love it, whatever kind of humor it is.
It's like God tier meta. It's so good.
God, yeah, that Gamers was just a masterpiece.
Gamers a masterpiece of our generation. We all know that already.
Yep. We all stand a king.
Kyle, did you ever watch that?
No, I still need to watch it.
Okay, you're banned.
I can't fucking believe you didn't watch it. I cannot fucking believe.
I can't believe.
It's because when it first started, I was like, I don't know, this seems like a kind of like drama show. And I was like, I don't know if I'm on board with this. I only saw like,
it's a drama show. You're not wrong.
But it just goes to crazy places, as I have heard many times from you guys.
I still think it's one of those shows that Kyle is going to watch and he's going to absolutely hate it the whole time.
I think so too.
But I just want
he is going to go out of it kicking and screaming.
It sucks because like a lot of shows that I'm like, man, I really enjoy this show. I just know if Kyle watched it, he would just hate it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just enjoy this show by myself. So
I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's good that you know me at least.
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to. There are so many things that I don't watch because I'm just like, this is gonna make me mad. I don't want to watch it.
I mean, yeah, it's good that you know.
It's even worse whenever like it sneaks up on me though. like with OreImo. Where I was like,
it was bad.
I was like literally punching a pillow. Like by the second season, I was like, the fuck is this?
It was I just remember when we did the Steins Gate podcast, and Kyle was like, I don't know if I can watch this anymore.
I got mad.
You got like really unnecessarily mad, and I was like,
I will say it was unnecessarily mad.
And I'm like,
yeah,
dude.
like I don't know what happened to you, dude. Like you transformed.
It touched a chord in me, and something happened, and almost all those childhood memories of like being really angry as a kid and kicking people like just came back. I was just mad.
Oh, that's a thing.
So this conversation just maybe makes me want to have Kyle watch Mirai Nikki, or as he thinks of it as Mayochiki. But yeah,
I can't believe for the longest time I was getting that confused in my head. Every single time you guys would talk about Mirai Nikki, and I'd be like, "Oh, you mean Mayochiki?"
Yeah, I can't believe that the moment when we realized that, like, wait, we're not talking about the same show.
Yeah, I was like, that was all right. It was kind of a neat idea, I guess. You know, the girl that pretends to be a boy. It's it's the.
It was like one of those moments in a soap opera or something, like when you're telling us a story and then the two other characters look at each other, which is me and Zach, and we just go, okay, like, who's gonna tell him?
I'm gonna tell him.
It's like I'm like the biggest dumbass in history, and I'm like, oh, you two girls like each other? That's wonderful. I'm so glad you have a strong friendship like that. And they're like,
what nice roommates you are.
Yeah. Wow, these gals are just the greatest of pals.
To be fair, Mirai Nikki's pretty fucking good.
I am interested in watching Mirai Nikki.
I kind of like it for its trashiness. It's one of those shows.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like it's a really cool concept. It's executed pretty interestingly, I'd say. I would not go
to any stretch to say that it is like a masterful or like incredible show, but like I had a lot of fun watching it. So I'll go. Matt. I think the way you summed it up best is like it is magnificently trashy.
Yeah, which I mean that's fine. Like I relatively enjoy massively trashy shows that are got like it's like I know I use the same words to kind of describe a lot of shows, so it makes it like really hard to tell like how I actually feel about it. But like trashiness can mean like a lot of things to me. I would say Mirai Nikki is like, it's like you said, it's just, I think there are parts of it that are just like extremely like just not good. But
yeah,
I also think that there's a lot of like really cool aspects about it. And on the whole, is it an interesting show? And that is like, it's just enjoyable to watch. Not for like a gore aspect or anything. It's just kind of like a good thriller sort of show.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like, if you're into dumb gore shit, there's a lot of goofy, violent set pieces for you to revel in. But
what's that one gory show everybody always brings up where like the kids just start killing each other?
Another.
Oh, Another is good too.
There's another, but
Another is fucking great.
There's a really, really old one that was like back from 2002 or something.
Oh, no one's gonna know that, Kyle.
All right.
Zach might know it. I don't know that.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I think it starts with an H. It's like Hinai or something like that.
Hinai.
I don't know.
Anime where kids kill each other.
You're talking about Higurashi?
Yeah, Higurashi.
That's actually good. Don't slander Higurashi.
I've
never seen it before. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, I didn't slander it. You guys talking about Mirai Nikki reminded me of like, that was the one growing up for me that like everybody was always like, oh, that's a fucking
people still rave about that show.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's a fucking great show, and it's like, why?
Morgan's been trying to convince me to watch it for a while now, and I mean, like, I'm interested in it, but it seems like a specific brand of edgy that just like does not scratch any itch for me.
Yeah, it's one that doesn't really hit me either, and it's like the only two things I've seen from it is the knife and head scene, and then the one I've seen a bunch of people dub over with alternate audio the scene where the girl just like fucking wrecks the other girl in the classroom.
Okay, see, Kyle's seen more of the show than I have. Wow.
Gosh, it's actually like genuinely amazing because like this girl's bullying her and then she just snaps, picks up a chair and just beats the shit out of her.
What the fuck is happening in this show?
Yeah, it seems like very gnarly, and extremely dramatic, like to the point of like a weird sense of like violent melodrama.
Yeah, it's like intentionally trying to be as violent as it can.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, I can appreciate a dramatic story where violence is involved in some capacity, but it has to kind of work to serve the story and not just be like a spectacle in and of itself. That's just kind of like, I'm watching this to see what fucked up shit's gonna happen next. Like, it doesn't really do much for me.
I feel like you might like Danganronpa.
I want to watch Danganronpa so fucking bad. I have both of the first two games.
You need to just play the first game, dude. Like, it's just you just gotta sit down and do it. Like, every person I've known that has sat down and played that game, do it when you have time. Because it's one of those games that literally you're going to sit down and you start playing it and you're going to play it for like 4 hours at a time. And you're just going to get sucked in. Like everyone that I know that's played the game has finished the first game in like 2 or 3 days because they just get hooked. It's good.
Yeah, that's the same in my experience with everybody that's talked to me about that game. Like it's like crack. It's addictive. People are like, fuck yes, give me that next one.
Yeah. I played the second game now too. It's also really good. It's just I like horror and like thriller games when they're done well. I realize that's like the most obvious, like, well, yeah, no shit answer in the world, but I do really enjoy it.
When like the horror and violence is tempered, in a way, like it's balanced out
to it. I think
like the Zero Time Dilemma games are so fucking good. Like 9 Persons, 9 Doors.
I've heard about that. 999.
9 Days.
Yeah.
999 is so fucking good, and its sequel, Virtue's Last Reward. Oh my fucking god, super anime, really fucking great stuff. Oh, it's incredible. I still really want to play the third one, though I heard it kind of jumped the shark a little bit, which has kind of made me a little hesitant to play it. But oh man, yeah, if you're talking about like really interesting, like suspenseful thriller, horror adjacent anime kind of games, yeah, Virtue's Last Reward and 999 are the shit. So good. I really actually just want to go back and play them now. Fuck. It's been a while. But yeah, those have been pretty dang good.
Nice. Yeah, I had to give those a look.
Mm-hmm. I guess also in terms of like anime games, I finally finished up my first route of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay.
Because that's basically an anime.
Fire Emblem is basically anime.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have a Fire Emblem anime, so yeah, that does exist.
Yeah, back from the SNES Gaiden game or something like that.
Don't watch it. It's bad, but yeah, it does exist.
But
that's cool. What did you think about you did a Verdant Wind, right?
Yes, I did. Yep. It was a lot of fun. I liked the game. By the time I got to the end of the route, I was relieved to be done with it. Which is an interesting thing to say. I have conflicted feelings about Three Houses. I like it a lot. I think the specific like new emphasis on character is very fun. I like it a lot, and it really got me to care a lot and become very invested in its cast of dumbass misfits.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun in that respect. But I kind of found that, like, as you transition into the second half of the game, the monastery stuff starts to become a little more tedious and monotonous as time goes by, and some of like the extra battles start to feel very samey. And I just I'm not here to say like it was better in the old days, but like it's so difficult for me to not compare it to like the first one that we got stateside, the first one on Game Boy Advance, and then also Sacred Stones, because like the whole thing there was like the pacing was you do a battle and then you get a little story, and then you do battle and then a little story, and then do battle and then a little story, and the pace just kept things so like fresh and like consistent and all that jazz. And then like in Three Houses I'd maybe spend almost a good like hour in a solid like little monastery monthly thing, and so I mean like it was fun and I liked it, but it really held most of the novelty when I was like starting off as like a super low rank professor and kind of like looking to boost everything up as I went. And so, like, when you're kind of end game, it's like, well,
what do I do?
The fuck do I do?
Yeah. And you feel like obligated to do the monastery stuff, especially if you haven't gone to the route before, because you're like, well, I want to get all these little story tidbits.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the story tidbits aren't even that major that you get from it.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, again, I appreciate it, and it does give a sense of, like, life to the world it's crafted, but not enough to make me care as much or be as invested as I think I could have been. That and like the ending just feels so abrupt as well. and I know it's kind of open-ended because of, like, you know, how you played with the certain units and how they end up, you know, paired and all this shit. And so I get that. But, like, I don't know. It kind of felt like I beat the final boss and then it transitioned to some credits. And I was like, that's majorly unsatisfying. That's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, it kind of... I mean, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I don't... It's not like a... It doesn't kill the game completely, though. It just...
No, it
just kind of is... It's just... The story for that game is just structured from what I've experienced for playing like 2.5 routes now. It's just... The story is structured... This is the problem with route-based games, in my opinion. Is that when you have your story spread across 4 different routes, and I'm gonna say most of them end in a similar way, like they're gonna end with like the same like key events happening. So the problem with this is that like you have to play all 4 routes to get the information, but you also like, I don't know, by spreading out the information, it like not only it drags the pacing a little bit, but it also like when it all leads to like this like an ending that doesn't feel like anything, and it's like, oh, you got to play the other routes. It just kind of feels hollow, I guess, even though you're like,
yeah, no,
and it's like, oh, like you, because in your head you're like, oh yeah, I got to obviously play the other routes to get more information, but at the time it's kind of like, well, I don't really want to do all that again because it just wasn't like it's not like a satisfying ending that you're like, oh yeah, I need to play it again right now, sort of thing.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if all the different routes were like completely different and totally separate things, I'd be fucking sold. Like, give it to me. But I'm like, well, I finished Verdant Wind and that took about like 70-ish hours. I'm not ready to put that kind of time commitment in for a second one. And I mean, it's kind of like, as you say, you know, while I am going to be getting some small other little tidbits here and there and some, you know, different discussions and story of different characters, like, you know, it just ultimately feels like there's no good way to tie it all together.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because, like, you get all the information, but there's never, like, a centralized sort of thing to it. So, I mean, like, for instance, in, like, you know, in some games or, like, visual novels and such, there's ultimately, like, a true end route.
Yeah, once you do, like
that.
So, yeah, like, I know what you're saying. Like, you do all the routes, and then suddenly there's, like, an extra, like, not an extra ending, but it's, like, the real ending. Like, the story kicks into, like, high gear, and it resolves all the plot points.
Yeah, it's like you took the opportunity to look at all these different forking paths, and now that you've seen all other possibilities, here is, like, the canonical end to it. And so, like, you know, I played a fair few visual novels in the past that have done that, and so those generally do a very good job of tying up all those loose ends and making it feel like a very whole, complete package, and that's satisfying.
Right.
And, like, I guess, you know, I guess I'm not saying that, like, Three Houses absolutely, like, needs to have one in order to be a complete game, because it's like you said, you know, it doesn't feel like the lack of it has shot the game in and of itself, but I feel as though the game would very much benefit from a true ending route, even if it was kind of like, you know, corny and shit. I don't know. I would rather have that than what we currently have right now.
Because, yeah, otherwise it just feels like you're tying a bunch of loose ends together, and you're like, well, why am I even doing this? Like, kind of
and
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get a lot of the motivation is to get to know all the different units and characters and
like
such,
their motivations
and to really
and stuff.
come and understand
I
that.
get that.
Yeah, and I understand it from a character like motivational perspective, but, like, you know, I'm very invested in the characters, but not so much that, you know, I want to go through all of that again, especially not so soon, because I mean, like, fuck me, man. I've been playing, like, a bunch of, like, itty bitty games and shit since I finished Three Houses, and wow, that's been a relief. Just like, I've been popping in and playing like a little bit of Golf Story on the Switch, or I played through the entirety of this little like top-down Legend of Zelda-ish exploration action game called Anodyne, which took me all of like 4 hours to complete, and like that was nice. So the idea of having these like little small experiences instead of having to go through another like 70-hour experience, which like really slowed down a lot in the last 10 or 20.
Yeah,
it's kind of a no-brainer for me currently.
And I think that's might be the real problem with Three Houses, is that because me and you feel the same way about like the second half, the monastery stuff, like can that get like reduced or something like in the second half? Because I mean, let's be honest, all the reason we went to the monastery in the latter half of the game was because we talked to everybody, and then we bought stuff, prepared for the battle at the end of the month. We got out of when we planted our little shit like greenhouse stuff,
garden shit,
and then we bailed out for the month once we spent all our points on advancing our professor levels and ranks that we really didn't even need, because and then you get out of it, and then you basically rush through all the class shit, and then you go back again, eat a bunch of food, do all the shit again, and then you bail out, raise your people, and then you have the end of month battle, and you do that for like the entirety of the second half. Like that is like rinse and repeat. Like, and it's so different from the first half because it wasn't like that. It was like the first half of the monastery stuff, even though you do the same shit, it felt different.
Yeah. Well, it did. And I mean, like, when you're playing through the first half, if you're not doing like a New Game Plus or anything, like you have to go around and do different activities that are going to get your professor level up. And so like there's an actual sense of like strategizing of how can I best use my time? How can I work to recruit units that I want? How can I, work to like be as efficient with, my resources as possible? And so, second half, it's like not a whole lot of that matters or is relevant anymore. And so it just, I don't know, it feels dumb and kind of like, there's a sense of, well, we put this mechanic together, so we can't really abandon it for this.
I really wish they would have just abandoned it. In the second half,
because I really think having the first half be very monastery and story heavy, and then having the second half be very combat centric with a lot more like interesting and diverse maps and battles and things like that. I feel like it could have made it a much more
a streamlined experience,
engaging experience. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel the same way. So
yeah.
Well,
but
lads, you've been talking about this for like 20 minutes now, so.
Well, this is it.
Yeah, I was about to say I got my power of friendship ending out of it. I'm fine. That's as anime as I want it to be. So it be what it be.
Yeah, just made me want to play a real visual novel.
Damn.
Yeah, like The Devil on G String.
I still have not played that, and I really want to because you love it.
Dude,
so.
It's so
it's like
good.
right up my alley.
I know. I have not heard a single person that's played through it that has not just raved about it. So fucking good.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, okay. I need to find a way to play that then.
So what is that about?
I think you are the son of a mafia boss. And. Or a Yakuza mafia. Yeah, same thing. And there's just a couple different girls you can romance, and then there's some other like mafia Yakuza subplots that kind of come to a head depending on the routes that you're going through. But there's also like a lot of school hijinks and such. But I don't know, man, like it was a lot of fun playing it, and there's a song in it that comes up around the end of the game, and I can think about that song and like I about start tearing up.
Man,
because I'm
that's
like,
a real
oh
experience
no,
right there.
oh no,
That's like
because
me in that's like me in the Your Name soundtrack. You
Yeah,
start getting
like,
those last couple hits on, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta turn it off. I'm driving.
Because like this one specific song was just like playing on loop for like maybe a good 20 minutes while I was going through like the very last story part of the game, and it just fucking like kicked me in the nuts, and like I was just a blubbering mess by the end of it. So yeah, if I could recommend like a single visual novel, it'd be The Devil on G String.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, that's
good.
like everything you just said is right up my alley. So
it has been years since I've done that thing.
Years.
I was probably still an undergrad when I went through that.
You make it sound like that was like forever ago, but it wasn't that long ago.
It was a while ago, dude.
I mean,
it's
wasn't
been
that
probably
long,
like
yeah.
6 years.
It's not that long.
Man, that's kind of long.
That's like that is approximately about like a fifth ish of my time here on this dumb marble.
I mean, but if I think, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's that long ago.
Okay. Let me put this into perspective. Like 6 years ago, we didn't do this any.
I mean, yeah.
But
I still, I don't know. Maybe my time perspective's out of whack. But
I think it is. But anyway, Kyle, we'll let you back into the discussion now.
Thanks,
we're out of Fire Emblem zone. Sorry about that.
No, it was fine. Like literally, I was just like, they're kind of gonna be at this for a little bit.
Before we end off on this, now I just want to say that was a whole discussion about something non-anime, and Kyle didn't say a single word. Like, I just want to point that out. Like, it's just, isn't that weird? Okay, I'm done.
If you want, we can switch over to like, because I've been watching plenty of like American television and movies.
But like, Fire Emblem has become so fucking anime, and it didn't used to be.
It's
but
true.
Like, it's so fucking anime now. But I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke.
Like,
okay, let's. Yeah. I was just wanting to get a sick burn in. Okay.
No, but like legit. After about 10 minutes, I was like, all right, they're probably gonna be at this for a bit. So I just like got out my phone, was just reading. Just let them do their thing, get it out of their system. Okay.
Wow.
What a fucking plebe.
That's okay. I do the same thing. I do the same thing when Kyle starts talking about American films. So.
You fucker.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna get out of the way.
Matt, what do you have against me tonight?
I don't have anything against you. I'm just saying how I feel, man.
Oh, it's the truth coming out. We finally get to see the face behind the mask of Matt and how much he.
I mean, it's always been here. I don't know.
It's how much he just genuinely hates me. Apparently,
I never said I hated you at any point in time. I just disapprove of some of your actions. That's different.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Kyle, have you been keeping up with Spy Family?
With Spy Family, no. I took a break from that and got started on that whole haunted by the ghost of haunted son of a bitch. Why can't I remember his name? Famous guitarist.
Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah, Haunted by the Ghost of Jimi Hendrix manga. That's what I've been reading.
That's just astonishing to me.
It's it's a hell of an intro to that thing. It's pretty cool.
But you're telling me you didn't see the Spy Family chapter of the dodgeball game?
No, I don't think I've gotten there yet.
Oh, buddy, it's so good. We're still only 16 chapters in. There's not much to catch up on.
Okay, cool. No, I'm reading so many things, dude.
Did I ever nightmare?
Did I ever talk to you about Cheerful Amnesia?
Cheerful Amnesia is definitely a manga title.
It is one of the best fucking setups ever, because it's this girl that like went into a coma and she wakes up and she realizes that she's lost like 2 years of her life in her memories. She doesn't remember any of it. And during those 2 years, she found out she was gay. She started dating a girl, and then like they started living together.
Damn, Daniel.
and instead of being like, oh, but it's so drama filled because I just can't remember our love, she's like, all right, I guess I'll just learn to love you again.
Okay.
It's just real cute. Also, apparently, she doesn't remember it at all because she used to be like this really, really innocent girl. But apparently, at some point in college, she got really nasty. So like, her girlfriend's constantly like, "Oh, you're going to do this," and she's like, "What? No, why would I do that?"
So I think the bottom line is, if there was a tagline for Kyle approved manga, it would be, "It's just really cute and nasty."
It's really cute and nasty.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I also got started on Gyaru. I can never say that word. The sporty girl. Gyaru and dinosaur, which is just.
Wait, no, stop.
What is this?
Stop. Rewind. Time out.
Story about a
What?
gal who picks up a dinosaur. What?
Yeah, it's so fucking great. I love it so much. It's just like they're like living together under the same roof. and this dinosaur just like shows up one day and is like playing like Super Nintendo, and she's like, all right, and just like picks up the second controller. Like, it's fucking great. And
Is this like the spiritual successor to Emperor and I?
in a way, yeah. It's also really funny too because like sometimes like they'll fit in a lot of modern lingo. There's like, she was having a conversation with one of her friends because they were like looking at dinosaurs in a book, and her friend was like, wow, some of these dinosaurs are pretty small, and she was like, what? No, it's like they're absolute units. What are you talking about?
Okay, yes, it's getting an anime in April 2020.
Fuck yes.
It's probably gonna be a short anime, but that's fine.
It's probably gonna be a
That's
short
fine.
anime. That's all right. Yeah, dude, I read so much shit. I read too much shit.
My first step's admitting you have a problem.
All my books are still in boxes. Haven't taken them out yet. I would like to read some stuff. I guess I could do that online, but I'm kind of lazy and don't like searching. So
Yeah. I would be like, if I'm reading manga, it's just out of Shonen Jump at this point. It's just really convenient.
yeah, I like the convenience
But-
of that. Like,
Yeah, the fact that you have that service and there's so much on there that you can read, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, I plowed through, Shokugeki no Souma in, like, no time flat.
Did you finish the whole manga? I don't remember if you ever talked about that or not.
Yeah.
Is it actually like done?
It's done. They're releasing a few, like, they're
like
occasionally
extra
releasing,
stories.
like, side chapters. Okay. Yeah. They released one on, like, Halloween. They finished the manga, and then over the next, like, couple months, they released a few other, like, extra chapters that, like, actually wrapped up the story in a satisfying way. So it was a while coming, but it was fun. But yeah, I completely finished the damn thing.
Okay, in the shortest version and non-spoiler as possible, how did you feel about the ending? I know a lot of people were like really let down in some way.
Well, so the original ending was alright, but the ending that was kind of supplemented by some extra chapters was pretty fucking good.
Okay,
Oh,
It was more satisfying, honestly. So
that's good.
It was the Mass Effect 3 DLC.
yeah, I guess if you want to phrase it that way, sure. Yeah, like, I mean, it still wasn't like, oh, it's fucking kick ass, but like I felt a lot better about the ending with those additional chapters than I did about like the quote unquote first ending.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. Okay, that was the general
Yep.
consensus that I heard. I didn't know about the extra chapter stuff though. So
Yeah, not a lot of folks seem to talk about it like at all. It just kind of like ended, and then folks kind of just
They were like,
dropped
"Oh yeah,
off.
that was an ending that wasn't really that great," and that was it. That's all I knew. So okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah. And I took some time to read through a good fucking bit of Demon Slayer, and that was an absolute delight. But there's a gap. There's a gap in available chapters of like 60 fucking chapters.
Oh well, that's a lot of chapters missing.
Yeah, I know. And so I think they're just like, I think they're gonna be updating it like a couple chapters at a time whenever they put out like a new physical volume, which is a pain in the ass, but like I'll wait for it.
Oh man, I actually lied to you guys. I'm sorry. I did get started on Demon Slayer recently.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
What do you think of
I
it?
take back some of my comments from earlier.
Only some. No, yeah, I fucking love it. It's hella fun.
Good. Yeah, it's just like I said in like any seasonal cast
Yeah.
from like the last season, it's so fucking good, and it's a really refreshing shonen series.
It if for no other reason, I mean, it is amazing. There's a lot of good reasons to like it. It's so refreshing to have a shonen where like no one's wanting to bang their sister. It's just nice. It's just really nice that you have like an actual like two siblings that like each other normally.
Okay, now hold on. What shonen series are you watching where the protag wants to bang their sister?
There are so many fucking anime where it's a siscon or
Okay,
a
well,
bocon
name
or
some.
something.
Okay. There's so many anime, yes, but shonen?
Yeah, occasionally. It bleeds into the shonen. I actually don't know what counts as shonen, like genre wise, because it seems so broad.
It's I know it's
Made for teenagers. That's like it.
I mean, like, I guess it just kind of depends, because I mean, like, there's definitely like shonen battle manga. Like, shonen as a genre is just kind of like aimed towards young men. So I mean, like, I guess broadly speaking, there's a lot of stuff like that, but I'm more thinking of like,
I'm thinking like when I think shonen, I'm thinking like Shonen Jump shonen. Like I'm thinking stuff like, you know, for some reason when I think shonen, I think of older shit. I don't know why. Like, you know,
I think it's just because that was what we grew up on. Like we just knew shonen as like the DBZs and the Naruto's and
yeah,
various
I
things.
wouldn't consider crap like I say crap like Sword Art Online. I wouldn't consider that shonen if that's what you're thinking.
That is shonen.
yeah,
I mean, I guess.
yeah, I mean, like,
But
it falls
shonen.
into that category,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, shonen is such a broad category, because I mean, like,
It's very, very
yeah,
broad.
because I mean, like, for like We Never Learn, like Bokuben, that's technically shonen.
I mean, I guess.
And I mean, like, but also like, the series, you know, the series Claymore, like,
Yeah, I know that
that
one.
was published in Shonen Jump,
Oh.
so,
Which is surprising given like some of the shit that happens in that manga.
yep. But
That's a very adult.
yeah, I mean, like, Death Note
thing.
was a Shonen Jump property, I think.
Death Note was shonen. Yeah.
Well, that makes like I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically, just look at any and all of the characters from Jump Force, and there you go.
Okay, but I think the point I was trying to make here was that like shonen is just such a broad genre. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like it.
No, I mean, yeah.
So
It doesn't mean much. The only thing that it like initially meant and kind of sort of still means is targeted to young men.
I honestly have just categorized it as shonen as being like things that have like originated in Shonen Jump, which I guess is still a lot of stuff, but that's at least
But it's-
narrowed it down.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's even outside of that though. I would say.
I mean, it
'Cause
is, but
yeah.
like, it's not like in my mind. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
If you try to like put everything in a freaking box, you're just gonna end up saying, you know, you start generalizing shit, and I don't think that's good. So, so I try to compartmentalize it a little bit better in my mind.
Right. But basically, Demon Slayer doesn't want to bang sisters.
Okay, yeah.
And it's nice. It's just really nice.
Yeah. Yep. I will absolutely agree with you there.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with this, I guess. like, what am I going to do?
It would be really weird and out of character for you to be like, actually, I think I should have sex with sister. It's like, wait,
I mean,
what?
like, we all know how we felt about the end of OreImo, so.
Yeah, I'm still mad about that.
On multiple levels, I am upset about that ending.
But, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I'm still of the mindset that sister anime in general, not good.
Yep. Pretty across the board. Pretty fucking bad.
It shows how fucking naive I was at the time whenever somebody recommended OreImo to me, and I started watching the first few episodes, and I was like, oh, it's just about a brother and sister that turn out liking each other like a brother and sister.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kind of like Mahouka.
Yeah, I remember this. You told this story in the last Campfire Cast.
Yeah, when you recommended it to your fucking
told
sister.
My sister.
Yeah, and you recommended it to your sister. That's great.
I was so happy that she completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, the next one,
really
one you recommend to her is Mahouka.
There you go.
And
yeah,
yep, she gets some good like sci-fi like fantasy action, but then also definitely nod to, hey, we're siblings, we should fuck, or kiss.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this.
I still can't believe that's getting a second season. What a
it's getting a second. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. Fucking wild thing.
I am definitely in the category of light novels are trash, but I am also trash, so let's go for it.
Mahouka is my trash show. Like, that's the show that I'm like, this is going to be a fucking train wreck. Let's sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Half of my life is just watching train wrecks and enjoying it, so
that sounds about right.
I'm all here for it.
That is very much your shtick, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay, well, here we go. I can't wait. Yeah, so I don't know. I said all light novels are trash, but there's a lot of light novels that are good. I just particularly gravitate towards the trashy ones for whatever reason.
But you know what? There is one that I'm still reading the manga of, and it's fucking great still. 300 Slimes. So excited for that anime to be coming out. Holy shit, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that out.
You should like read the manga. It's actually really good.
Or you can read the light novel.
the original source material. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited for that coming out. Oh, that in Railgun Season 3. I'm fucking stoked, dude.
I mean, like, I still haven't watched any of the other recent Railgun or Index properties.
I mean, it's fine. Apparently, this one just takes place immediately where the second season took off, so...
Ugh.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of... I don't know. I don't feel like it's that unreal.
It's kind of separate unto itself.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch
in a lot of ways.
What is it?
I'd have to rewatch that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because, like, it's been, like... Do you know the last...
I know, it's been a long time.
Do you know the last time that I watched Railgun Season 2? It's when we watched it together.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was like, I think the last time I watched it, like, all three of us were still in the same city. Well, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
We have. We've got through a fair bit, you guys.
Yeah, congrats. We actually talked.
Don't say it like that. Jeez.
You say that like it's something that never happens.
You say it like as soon as we like in this podcast, we're all gonna get off here and just be like, good fucking assholes. like we're putting on an act for people.
You can speak for yourselves.
I see how it is.
Oh.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah.
Love you, Matt.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Great song, by the way. off the Treasure Planet soundtrack.
All right. Does anyone have anything else? I guess. Are we
Go
done?
watch Treasure Planet. It's underrated. Most underrated Disney film. Now I'm done.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Zach?
I don't know. I feel like we've covered most everything.
Yeah. Like, I could talk for hours about, like, all the manga I'm reading, but I decided to cut myself off.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Any thoughts from you, Matt?
No.
Yeah, anything you want? Yeah.
No, I've already talked about everything I can that I felt is relevant at this point in time.
Yeah.
So.
We're
That's a mood.
so shitty at ending these. Alright, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
See you for another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks for sticking with our experimental freeform jazz cast. Next time it'll be 2 hours of static and bad sounds.
I mean, that's already kind of the podcast, but yeah. All right.
Shut up.
And
all
then
right.
the fourth Campfire Cast will be an ASMR.
Don't.
That's
tempt
not
me.
true. Okay, we're ending this. Bye.
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 Hey, thanks for listening. As always, you can find all our podcasts, articles, videos, etc. at thebacklogers.com. Our intro and outro song is The Bear by Shell in the Pit, who you can find on Spotify and Bandcamp. And we'd love to hear from y'all in the comments on our site, on the podcast platform of your choice, or by talking about non-anime things. Matt says Kyle is really into that stuff. And as always, we're on Twitter at _backloggers, so pull up a log and stop in for a bit.